Hello everyone. Today we are going to start the combination of resistors, session number 1 of chapter number 2 electricity. Some students requested me to take up this topic, so I'm going to take this topic today. So before going to start combination of resistors, have a look on uh, Ohm's law. So according to Ohm's law, at constant temperature, the current flowing through the conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference across its ends. So this is the definition of Ohm's law. Constant temperature. Temperature should be constant, otherwise the according to the temperature, the current may vary also. Okay. So now if suppose I is the current flowing through a conductor and V is the potential difference across its ends, then according to Ohm's law, I is directly proportional to potential difference. Directly proportional means if V increases, I also increases. If V decreases, I also decreases. Okay. Inversely proportional means उल्टा होता है, reverse होता है. If V decreases, I increases. If V increases, I decreases. Like that. Reverse process will be there for inversely directly proportional. So here is the case directly proportional. So if I is the current flowing through a conductor and V is the potential difference across its ends. So according to Ohm's law, I is proportional to V. This is the proportionality sign. So if I is proportional to V, we can reverse the statement also. V is also proportional to I. ठीक है, this can be written as V is proportional to I. अगर हम लोग constant ये proportionality sign हटाते हैं, if we remove the proportionality sign, one constant will come. That constant is called constant of proportionality. Okay, so here the constant will be R, and R is nothing but R is called the resistance of the conductor. Okay, so from this, how you can define the resistance? V by I. So the value of this constant depends on the nature, length, area of cross section and temperature of the conductor. I think you have studied the resistivity topic. Okay, if on request I can take that topic also. Okay, so R is equals to V by R, so V by I. So this is the formula from Ohm's law. Okay, this can be written as V is equals to IR also. तीन तरीके से लिख सकते हैं इसको. V is equals to IR, this is the one way, और I is equals to V by R, this is the second way. ठीक है, जब whenever we will apply the Ohm's law, we can write any of these three. So it is obvious with this relation that the current is directly proportional to the potential difference, and the current is inversely proportional to the resistance. See, current is inversely proportional to the resistance. I is equals to V by R. अगर resistance ज़्यादा होगा तो current कम होगा, अगर resistance कम होगा तो current ज़्यादा होगा. Okay, so now let us move towards the combination of resistance. So there are two combination of resistance. One is series and another is parallel. Now series means when two or more resistance are connected to end, okay, consecutively, then they are said to be connected in series. देखो, एक end से दूसरा end connect है, और अगर इस end में एक और resistance connect है, तो we will say that these three resistance are connected in series. Okay, now if two or more resistance are connected between the same points, एक ही points में अगर connected है, so that arrangement is called parallel arrangement. Okay, so that connection is called parallel connection because they becomes parallel to one another. See, these two resistance are looking parallel to each other. If I will connect one more resistance like that, so this also parallel with these two resistance. Okay, so now we are going to derive the formula for equivalent resistance of both the series and parallel. So let us have a look. Let us start with the series combination of resistance. Now for series combination resistance, you have to keep in your mind that the current passing through each resistor is same. ठीक है, सीरीज और पैरेलल में ये डिफरेंस है. सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट डिफरेंस ये है कि सीरीज कॉम्बिनेशन में करंट सेम होता है, वोल्टेज डिवाइड होता है. दैट इज वाई समटाइम्स इट इज आल्सो नोन एज वोल्टेज डिवाइडर सर्किट. पैरेलल कॉम्बिनेशन में वोल्टेज सेम रहता है, करंट डिवाइड होता है, दैट इज व्हाई दैट सर्किट इज कॉल्ड current divider circuit. Okay, so that you have to keep in your mind. So let us start with the first point. When the resistance in a circuit are connected in series, the current I see these three resistance are connected in series. The current flowing through the all the three resistance are same, that is I. Okay, only voltage will be divided across each resistance. R1 पे V1 है, R2 पे V2 है, R3 पे V3 है, right? So first point, current passing through each resistor is same. The second, each resistor has a different potential difference across its ends, but the sum of all the potential difference, that is V1, V2, V3, that will be equals to the voltage of the battery connected. तो बैटरी यहाँ पे V हम लोग कनेक्ट करके रखें, so V1 plus V2 plus V3 is equals to V. Okay, so now we are going to derive the equivalent resistance if the three resistance are connected in series. Okay, now let I be the current flowing through the circuit. I be the current flowing through the circuit, and voltage across R1 resistance is V1, voltage across R2 resistance is V2, voltage across R3 resistance is V3. Okay, and according to the rule what I told just now, that V is equals to V1 plus V2 plus V3, right? So we have come to this one, V is equals to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Now by Ohm's law, now we are going to take Ohm's law, which form V is equals to IR. Okay, so what is the voltage across this resistance? Resistance is R1 and current is same, so I. So V1 is equals to IR1. Similarly, V2 is equals to IR2. V3 is equals to IR3. So that we will write. Okay, now this value we will substitute. Why we have taken in all I? Because the current flowing through all the resistor is same. Now we will substitute this in equation number 1. Equation number 1 में अगर substitute करेंगे तो will get V is equals to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3. Now take I common from this. So we'll get I into R1 plus R2 plus R3. Let it be equation number 3. Okay. Now, if suppose RS is the equivalent resistance of the circuit, and I is the current flowing through the circuit, and V is the voltage connected with the circuit. So we can apply the Ohm's law for the complete equivalent circuit, that is V is equals to I RS. RS is the equivalent resistance. Okay, now we will compare with equation 2 and 3. If we compare equation 2 and 3, we'll get this one. इसमें I cancel हो जाएगा, and we'll get RS is equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So this is the formula for equivalent resistance when three resistance are connected in series. If two resistance are connected in series, R1 plus R2. If four resistance are connected in series, R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4. So this rule is applicable for two or more resistance. Okay. So now have a look in series combination. You have to keep in your mind some very important point. Number one, I already told that the current is the same in every part of the circuit if all are connected in series. This is the first main point. And the second point is that the equivalent resistance is equal to the sum of all the individual resistance. So this is the second point you have to keep in your mind. Okay, and the total voltage across the combination is always equal to the sum of the voltage across individual resistance. So just now we have seen V1, V2, V3 था, R1, R2, R3 पे जो voltage मिल रहा था. So V is equals to V1 plus V2 plus V3. So that is the third point you have to keep in your mind. And the last one is that the current in the circuit is independent of relative position of all the resistors. If Suppose I will change the R1, R2, R3. उल्टा पुल्टा अगर connect कर देंगे, okay, then also the current will be same. So that is the point. The current in the circuit is independent of relative position of various resistance in the circuit. And the last one, which is very important, equivalent resistance जो हम लोग को इसमें मिलता है वो हर एक रेजिस्टेंस से अधिक होता है, ग्रेटर होता है. सो दैट इज द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, बिकॉज कुछ क्वेश्चंस में जब हम लोग रेजिस्टेंस कनेक्ट करते हैं उसमें मीन्स अरेंजमेंट करने के लिए कहा जाता है, तो उसमें दिस प्रॉपर्टी वी कैन यूज. द इक्विवेलेंट रेजिस्टेंस इज ग्रेटर देन द ग्रेटेस्ट इंडिविजुअल रेजिस्टर इन द सर्किट. Okay, so these are the points you have to keep in your mind. So let us move towards the next combination, parallel combination of resistors. Okay, so this is the parallel combination. Already told that इनका जो end point जो रहता है वो common होता है, तो यहाँ पे जो A और B है वो common है तीनों resistance के लिए. And I already told that in parallel combination voltage will be same. Voltage will be same across all the resistance. Only what it will divide, current will be divided, and the rule for current is also similar to that voltage in series, that the sum of all the current is equal to the current flowing in the circuit, that is I is equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Okay, so let us start with the first point. All the resistors have the same potential across them. The second one is that different amount of current flow through each resistor. The sum of the current flowing through all the resistors is equal to the total current flowing in the circuit. That is I is equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Okay. So now we are going to prove, we are going to find out the equivalent resistance when these three resistors are connected in parallel. Okay, we'll start with R1, R2, R3 circuit, the resistance connected in parallel, and the current across R1 is I1, R2 is I2, R3 is I3, and I is equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3, and the voltage across all the resistors are same, that is V. Okay. Okay, so we are getting I is equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3. So this relation we are using for finding the equivalent resistance of what, when the resistance are connected in parallel. Now since the potential difference is same across all the resistance, so now we are going to use the Ohm's law. I is equals to V by R. This form we will use. I is equals to V by R. I already told you about three form. V is equals to IR, I is equals to V by R, and R is equals to V by I. Okay, so here we are using this form. So by Ohm's law, I1 will be equals to V by R1, and I2, the current flowing through R2, I2 is equals to V by R2, I3 में V by R3. Now we'll substitute all this value in here. Okay, so यहाँ पे V common ले लेंगे हम लोग, we will take V common, or otherwise now we are going to take, suppose RP is the equivalent resistance. RP is the equivalent resistance of all this resistance. So then I will be V upon RP. Okay, if the equivalent resistance of the combination between A and B is RP, then I will be equals to V by RP. Then we will equate these equations. Okay, so V by RP कितना हो जाएगा? V by R1 plus V by R2 plus V by R3. Now we'll take V common from here. फिर ये दोनों V को cancel कर देंगे. So यहाँ पे 1 आ जाएगा. So 1 upon RP is equals to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. Okay, so this is the formula for the equivalent resistance when the resistance are connected in parallel. Okay, so now here also you have to keep in your mind some very important point. The first one is the potential difference across each resistance connected in parallel is same. Okay, this is the first point you have to keep in your mind, and the reciprocal of the equivalent resistance is equal to the sum of the reciprocal of individual resistance. Okay, reciprocal of equivalent resistance, that is 1 upon Rp, and sum of reciprocal of individual resistance means 1 upon R1, 1 upon R2, 1 upon R3 का sum. Okay, now the third point is the total current in the circuit is equal to the current sum of the individual currents through individual resistance, that is I is equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3. And the fourth one is that the current through each resistance is inversely proportional to the resistance. That I already told that inversely proportional means current resistance अगर कम होगा तो current ज़्यादा होगा, resistance अगर बहुत ज़्यादा है तो current कम होगा. Okay, and the last which is very important that the equivalent resistance is सीरीज में ग्रेटर मिल रहा था, यहाँ पे सबसे छोटा मिलेगा. The equivalent resistance is less than the even smallest resistance used in the circuit. Okay, suppose हम लोग के सर्किट में 235 ओम के रेजिस्टेंस कनेक्टेड है. ओके, द यूनिट ऑफ रेजिस्टेंस इज ओम. अगर 235 ओम के रेजिस्टेंस कनेक्टेड है तो उसका जो इक्विवेलेंट जो रेजिस्टेंस होगा कनेक्टेड इन पैरेलल, सो सबसे छोटा कौन सा है? 2 है. सो 2 से भी कम होगा. ओके, उसको इसका मतलब ये है. So now let us have some examples based on this series and parallel. Okay, so I will start with the one. Before that, हम लोग अभी ये जो देखे हैं जो पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस अक्रॉस ईच रेजिस्टेंस सेम आ रहा है. सो ये वाले प्रॉपर्टी की वजह से हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि घर में जो डोमेस्टिक इलेक्ट्रिकल अप्लायंसेज है वो हाउस होल्ड में दैट वी विल कनेक्टेड पैरेलल. So let us see that one very important part. Why do we connect electrical appliance in parallel in household circuits? Okay, so we required current in electrical heater is greater than electric bulb. Electric heater में जो current है वो electric bulb के current से अलग होगा. ठीक है? Electric heater is greater than in an electric bulb. So therefore we cannot connect the electric heater and a bulb in series as same current flows in the series circuit. I repeat it. Electric heater को ज़्यादा current चाहिए with respect to electric bulb. अगर हम लोग ये दोनों series में connect कर दें, so electric heater और electric bulb में same current flow होगा. And if we adjust with the electric heater, then electric bulb क्या होगा? Blast हो जाएगा. Okay, so that is why we will not connect these two in series. Okay, also the major disadvantage of series combination. Series combination में अगर मान लो R1 R2 R3 हम लोग कनेक्ट करके रखें, R2 खराब हो गया, suppose R2 got damaged, so current flow होना बंद हो जाएगा. Right, this is the major disadvantage of series combination. If any one electrical component fails, the circuit is broken and no component will work. So but if we connect in parallel, we have the following advantage. Parallel में सभी में voltage हम लोग को बराबर मिल रहा है. अगर कोई भी component अगर खराब होता है, then also circuit will not be broken and the remaining components will work. Okay, that is the big advantage. If one component fails, the other component will not affected. This is the very important advantage. Now each component gets the required current. जिसका रेजिस्टेंस ज़्यादा होगा उसका रेजिस्टेंस करंट कम होगा, जिसका रेजिस्टेंस बहुत कम है उसका उसमें करंट ज़्यादा फ्लो होगा. So as per the requirement, the current will be flow. So each component gets the required current as current divides appropriately in parallel combination with respect to the resistance of the component. Okay, and each component can be switched on and off independently. So जैसे R1 R2 R3 था, अगर हम लोग उसमें स्विच लगा देंगे, so हम लोग किसी को भी ऑन ऑफ कर सकते हैं without breaking the circuit. Okay, that is the big advantage. Therefore in household circuit we connect electrical components in parallel. सो एक क्वेश्चन ये भी है इसमें कि हम लोग सीरीज में क्यों कनेक्ट नहीं करते हैं, तो सीरीज के डिसएडवांटेज हम लोग यहाँ पे बता सकते हैं. ओके, सो नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू सी वन वेरी गुड एग्जांपल. दिस इज द एनसीईआरटी एग्जांपल ओनली, बट आई हैव चेंज द वैल्यूज मैं दूसरा ले लिया हूँ. सो इन द सर्किट डायग्राम गिवन बिलो R1 R2 R3 are connected in series, parallel respectively, which have been connected to battery 12 volt. Now we have to find the current flow through each resistor. As these resistors are connected in parallel, so current divide होगा. So हम लोग को हर एक resistance पे कितना current flow हो रहा है, that we have to find. This is the first bit, and the second bit is that what is the total current in the circuit, and last one, total circuit resistance. Okay, so we'll start with the total current flowing through R1 resistance. So here R1 is equals to 4 ohm, R2 is equals to 6 ohm, and R3 is equals to 8 ohm, and V is 12 volt. Okay, now we are going to find first current flowing through uh, 4 ohm resistance, that is R1. Okay, so according to Ohm's law, में हम लोग R is equals to V by I लिखे थे. We can directly write it as I is equals to V by R, or if not, you can write this one first. R1 is equals to V by I1. उसके बाद इसमें सब्सटीट्यूट कर लेंगे R1 का वैल्यू और V का वैल्यू. Okay, so if you interchange these two, you will get I1 is equals to 12 by 4, that is 3 ampere. Okay, so this is the current flowing through 4 ohm resistance. Now we are going to find current flowing through 6 ohm resistance. Okay, so 6 ohm resistance में R2 is equals to 6 ohm and V same होता है, that is 12 volt. So यहाँ पे अगर ohms law हम लोग अप्लाई करते हैं, we can apply directly I2 is equals to V by R2. Okay, so otherwise the same, R2 is equals to V by I2, and 6 ohm is equals to 12 by I2. So I2 will be 12 by 6. मैं फिर से बोल रहा हूँ, हम लोग डायरेक्ट ये वाला फॉर्मूला यूज कर सकते हैं ओम्स लॉ, क्योंकि ओम्स लॉ में मैंने 3 बताया था, V upon R2. दिस फॉर्मूला वी कैन यूज डायरेक्टली. सो 12 by 6 2 एम्पियर मिलेगा यहाँ पर. ओके, इफ यू यूज डायरेक्टली दैट वुड बी बेटर. ओके, नाउ द लास्ट वन, करंट फ्लोइंग थ्रू the last resistance, that is 8 ohm, R3. So here if we apply the Ohm's law, that is I3 is equals to V by R3. So 12 by 8 हो जाएगा अगर डायरेक्टली अप्लाई कर रहे हैं तो. अदरवाइज ये वाले फॉर्मूला में भी सब्स्टिट्यूट कर सकते हैं. देन रिप्लेस दिस टू. I3 is equals to 12 by 8, that will be equals to 1.5 ampere. So first part is over. Now second part, we have to find the current, total current flowing in the circuit. So we have to add all I1, I2, I3. Okay, so I1, I2, I3. So 3 plus 2 plus 1.5, 6.5 ampere total current is flowing. So first part is over. The second part we have to calculate the second part हो गया. Third में total resistance निकालना है. So all are connected in parallel. So the formula is 1 upon Rp is equals to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. So now we'll substitute all the values. 4, 6, 8. Okay, now take LCM. If you take LCM, what you will get here? 6. 4, 6, 8 का LCM 24 होता है, तो यहाँ पे 6 आएगा, यहाँ पे 4 आएगा और यहाँ पे 3 आएगा. So we'll get 13 by 24. Okay, so Rp is equals to 24 upon 13. So that is approximately equals to 1.85 ohm. So this is the final answer. So we'll see one more example. If in below figure R1 is equals to 5 ohm and R2 is equals to 10 ohm. अच्छा एक मिनट, इसको करेक्ट कर लेते. फिगर इज करेक्ट, 20 ohm, and R3 is equals to 10 ohm, R4 is equals to 20 ohm, and R5 is equals to 60 ohm, and 12 volt battery is connected. Then we have to find the total resistance in the circuit, total current flowing in the circuits. Now see, this is the combination of two circuits. ये दोनों पैरेलल में कनेक्ट है और ये तीनों पैरेलल में कनेक्ट है. तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे, इसका एक इक्विवेलेंट रेजिस्टेंस निकालेंगे, लेट इट बी आर पी डैश, और इसका एक equivalent resistance निकालेंगे, let it be RP double dash. Okay, so after calculating the equivalent resistance, then both will be in the series. ये दोनों सीरीज में आ जाएगा, फिर दोनों को हम लोग क्या करेंगे, ऐड करेंगे, राइट. सो दिस विल बी आवर प्रोसेस. सो लेट अस स्टार्ट विद द फर्स्ट वन, RP dash. So R1 is equals to 5 ohm and R2 is equals to 20 ohm. Okay, so these two are connected in parallel. So 1 upon RP dash, 1 upon RP dash is equals to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2. Now we'll substitute the value of R1 and R2, that is 5 and 20. Take LCM, 5 और 20 का LCM 20 होता है, तो यहाँ पे 4 आ जाएगा. Okay, so 4 plus 1, 4 plus 1 upon 20, that is 5 by 20. So RP dash will be 20 upon 5, that is equals to 4 ohm. Okay, so this is the equivalent resistance of these two resistance. Now we are going to find the equivalent resistance of these three resistance. They are connected in parallel. So 1 upon RP double dash will be equals to 1 upon R3 plus 1 upon R4 plus 1 upon R5. So this will be the formula. So substitute the values, 10, 20, 60. Now 10, 20, 60, the LCM will be 60. So यहाँ पे 6 आ जाएगा, यहाँ पे 3 और यहाँ पे 1. So 6 plus 3 plus 1 is 10. So 10 by 60. Now we'll take reciprocal, 60 by 10. So the equivalent resistance will be equals to 6 ohm. Now we got the equivalent resistance of this 6 ohm और इसका मिला था हम लोग को 4 ohm. So दोनों को हम लोग क्या करेंगे, अब ऐड करेंगे, राइट. सो ये दोनों रेजिस्टेंस जो है वो सीरीज में है. सो R is equals to RP dash plus RP double dash, that is 4 plus 6 ohm. So the equivalent resistance is 10 ohm. Okay, so total resistance हो गया. Now we are going to find the total current. So total current के लिए हम लोग ये पूरा resistance एक ही लेंगे. Single resistance will take and V will take 12 ohm, 12 volt. Okay, so we'll use formula R is equals to V by R again, and we have to find the value of I. So I is equals to V by R. V by R directly हम लोग लिख सकते हैं, otherwise we can write in this way also. So I is equals to 12 by 10, so 1.2 ampere. So this is the final answer. Okay, so this is the last question of this session, and I will take up all the problems of NCERT questions based on this combination of resistors in the second session. Okay, so that's all for today's session. Thank you very much.